Hey guys, Team GenerEOS here, just giving you an update on what's happening in the EOS world. So at 9 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time, the freeze occurred. So currently at the moment, there's block producing candidates from around the world that are validating the file. We're just hanging tight on Telegram, just trying to get validation on that CSV file.
We've been preparing for the latest stage, basically. So we've had a meetup with about 90 block producer candidates last night via Zoom that went until 2 AM in the morning, roughly our time, validating. So it's injecting the latest snapshot, which was yesterday's snapshot. So not the latest one right now anymore. Validating that, found some issues and looking into those. Yeah, that happened last night.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy. So the Telegram channels are on fire at the moment. Everybody's validating, running dry runs. Yeah, super interested just to see how it all pans out.
Yeah, lots of little hiccups like rounding errors or things like that. Like people with just very small amounts of errors, then going like, we've been rounding down, we've been rounding up, so they're not agreeing on what the right value should be, and then so they need to kind of talk about it, work it through.
I think it's interesting, no one's trying to rush this process along. Everybody agrees that it has to be done right, it has to be done correct. All the money and effort everybody's put in has to be perfectly accurate, and I don't think we've seen anyone coming out with false alarms. So I think the whole community is waiting till we're ready to go before someone tries to put out a MainNet candidate.
So 9 AM was the estimated time of MainNet launch. That hasn't happened. When do you guys think that will happen?
I don't think it was stated necessarily that the MainNet was going to launch at that time. It was stated that the tokens were going to freeze. And I think the community, the majority of the community understood that after the freeze, it could take anywhere from a few hours to a few days to make sure that there was a comprehensive validation process before this network gets launched to the public. I think on the technical side, we've also been making sure that our hardware is participating in some of these validation processes, making sure that we peer and mesh with the largest audience possible, so as many people as possible can participate in that validation, and keeping a pulse on which network is going to become the official network and be part of that as quickly as possible.
And on top of that, we're trying to keep the Australian community on top of where everything is at. So.
Yeah, keep everyone updated.
That's it. It's really important once that mainnet does get identified as well, that it is broadcasted to the community that it's now time to vote. So I've been working a lot with some other block producing candidates from around the world, so we can release a generic article that announces that the mainnet's been enabled and it's now time to vote. So then we can tell them which chain that is to vote on. They can go on and vote, and we need to reach 15% voting stake, which is 150 million tokens, for it to become active.
So be sure to keep an eye out on all our social media pages, because as soon as that happens, we're going to be working with all these block producers to get that information out there, and so everyone can know exactly what they have to connect to and how they can actually check their balances and do that voting process. Remember guys, vote Team GenerEOS.
Vote Team GenerEOS.
Vote Team GenerEOS.